Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble news channel. If you want to study engineering or something else that will be very useful, you should definitely go to college. This is true even if you could learn calculus and engineering concepts on your computer. A degree is very important in all of this, even if you don't care about the social and network parts of it. They are still important though. A lot of people in my group, Gen Z, as well as millennials and the new generation that's coming after me, Gen Alpha, I think are unhappy. Since it was first made in 2009, Bitcoin has changed how money is treated. People used to only play around with Bitcoin, but now it's a well-known object that's sometimes called digital gold. A lot of different buyers are interested in it because it is decentralized, there aren't many of them. And it has a high return potential. The big effect of Bitcoin is becoming clearer as strategic innovations become more clear in a world that changes quickly. This is LeClair's path from business school to cryptocurrency. The new job of community leaders at Metaplan, a Japanese company that is sold on the stock market, is to get more Bitcoin. In his most recent insight, he talks about how more and more companies and investment funds are putting money into Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is one of these companies. It has a unique way of investing in Bitcoin using convertible notes that can be turned into Bitcoin. This gives investors over 200% profits, even though it increases volatility. Bond investors are drawn to it because it lets them borrow money against its Bitcoin holdings at no interest, which opens up new financial avenues and chances for Bitcoin investors. This video has been liked, subscribed to, and post notifications have been turned on. This will help you find more movies like this. It's important to get it at that age. It's not that I was a seasoned value trader, I was just reading about it in theory. But over time, I became more interested in things like macroeconomics and Ray Dalio's frameworks on debt cycles and, well, macroeconomics in general. And Bitcoin was just a thing in 2019 and 2020. They also hadn't had COVID yet. Not yet, because it wasn't seen as a major part of the big picture. But I bought some because I felt bad about it, but I didn't fully understand it and had a lot of school time to kill. I had a good time in school. Also, I wasn't the most organized or good at doing my homework as a student, but the grades are fine. COVID took place. Everyone was sent home and online. I also read Jeff Booth's book on the price of tomorrow at the same time. The main idea is that the internet and information are making standard education obsolete. This is true not only for education but also for many other tasks we do every day. AI is also a very strong force. At the same time, technology is making everything and knowledge more available, cheaper, free, and easy to get to than ever before. Everything has to keep getting more expensive because of this money scheme. You should know that this is a Bitcoin book that doesn't talk about Bitcoin until the last 2 pages. But it was like a wow moment for me when I was in Zoom classes with a tenured professor who barely knew how to use the Zoom call and was referring to a 20-year-old textbook on economic theory. I wasn't really paying attention because I was searching for everything I wanted to know on Google, YouTube, or podcasts and finding it for free. I chose to quit school because of this. For me, it was really a Bitcoin choice. I was made to feel very strongly about Bitcoin. Around that springtime, it became clear to me that there is no way out of this huge debt bubble we're in. You should know that the Federal Reserve just started printing trillions of dollars at a time. And I felt very guilty and had no money. Because of this, I may have done something crazy when I quit school, got a manual labor job, borrowed as much money as I could, and invested all of my money in Bitcoin while working as a manual laborer for the next 12, 19, or 12 months. Well, I heard, Bitcoin did for 10 hours or something. But, that's how things were when I was 18, 19 years old. That being said, I did post a lot on Twitter, but not to get more followers or conversation. I had 100 people following me. I was just writing in a book every day. In my free time, I wrote about Bitcoin every day and read and learned all the time. In August, I went to BitBlock Boom in Dallas and met some new people. About 300 people are there, and they're all Bitcoin maximalists. People were at side shows with 3D printers, and it was just a pro-freedom area of the US while everyone else was hiding behind masks and locks. That was pretty exciting, and I met some cool people. A few months later, I got a direct message from CK Christian Corrales at Bitcoin Magazine. It asked, "What are you doing? What's going on?" I replied, "Not much." It grew into a full-time job from a part-time job. Also, I've been doing some things with Bitcoin Magazine over the last few years. Analysis in the media, it's been a crazy time, but, the main point is that orange coins are good. Little company Metaplan had 30 cheap hotels in Tokyo and Thailand. LeClair put money into it. Before he did this, a friend called him about a business chance in Japan. The company had to shut down 29 hotels to pay off its bills after COVID-19 hit hard. The CEO used to work in derivatives, and a trader at Goldman Sachs is very interested in changes in value in cryptocurrency. In Japan, where interest rates are low and the yen is weak, Metaplanet is investing in Bitcoin. As of now, Dylan is in charge of Bitcoin strategy. He will still work for Bitcoin Magazine. Like Semler Scientific, a U.S. healthcare company, put $40 million of its $60 million into Bitcoin to make it its main asset for bank reserves. There were 17 times as many trades as usual, but the value of Bitcoin did not change. The market value of them went from $160 million to $230 million. Companies like MicroStrategy, which is worth $25 billion and has $12 to $4 billion in Bitcoin, sell stock to buy more Bitcoin, which calls the efficient market theory into question. But buyers still want to put more money into Bitcoin, so the stock doesn't always go down in value. Wall Street often says that companies buy back their own stock with borrowed money while using up all of their cash on hand. Businesses, on the other hand, use Bitcoin to make their cash worth more. Listen to more of Dylan Lair's talk. Of course, I believe it is important what you're after as well. Also, know where you are in life, where your parents are, what chances you have, and be in the present. If you don't want to take on 6 figures in debt and want to study engineering or something else that will be very useful, college is still the best option. This is true even if you could learn calculus and engineering concepts on your computer. Getting a degree is still very important, even if you don't care about the social and network aspects of it. They are still important though, unfortunately. I think that a lot of people in my generation, Gen Z, as well as millennials and the generation that's coming after me, Gen Alpha, are having a hard time paying for college. This is especially true when you compare the cost to median income or first-year graduate income. It's a fine line, and everyone has to think about the pros and cons. This is especially true if you're going for something fun. But yes, I do believe that people should be a little more careful with the choices they make, because I believe that many people believe this is the only way to go, which is often the best or most common way to go after high school, right? One day, everyone wears their college or university clothes, and there's a lot of social pressure. So it makes sense, but going there with no plan, changing your major 6 times, dropping out in the 3rd year, and still having 6 figures in debt without a real plan is tough. There are also a lot of people in that area. It's kind of their fault, but it doesn't mean they're stupid or a bad person. A huge number of people do it. To be honest, I didn't even think about working with Bitcoin because I didn't know how to get one. It was just something that clicked for me when I read the Bitcoin story. There was more to it than that. I was actually lacing up my Timberlands, and all of my old college friends would ask me, "Man, what happened?" I saw that you said you were in business school, and I said the same thing. I was, but now I work as an electrician for $16 an hour. They ask, "What are you doing?" And for me, it was a Bitcoin math problem. I thought, I'm broke as hell, I do not have Bitcoin. I have to stack. And I know that was, a bit bold and, a leap of faith. It was also the right time and place. Oh, I see. I agree with you, and I don't think that's not important. I think that the op-eds should get more attention because they make people think. A lot of the material in Bitcoin Magazine is like, we want to be a place where Bitcoiners from all over the world can write about anything it could be about Bitcoin's politics. Its technical side,